Think you know Japan? Think again. From Christmas traditions that involve KFC to heated sidewalks and sumo wrestlers competing to make babies cry, Japan is full of surprises. In today's video, we're diving into 50 mind-blowing facts about Japan that will totally change the way you see this fascinating country. Ever wondered why people ask for your blood type? Or why it's normal to find vending machines on nearly every corner? Buckle up, because we're about to reveal the quirkiest, most unexpected sides of Japanese culture that will leave you speechless. Let's get started. Fact 1. The Japanese literacy rate is the highest in the world and is almost 100%. Education is highly valued in Japan, with a rigorous schooling system that ensures nearly all citizens achieve literacy at a young age. Fact 2. The Japanese know that learning their language is very difficult. Therefore, foreigners who speak Japanese command great respect from locals. Additionally, even making an effort to speak basic Japanese phrases can earn admiration and appreciation, as it shows respect for their culture. Fact 3. The Japanese themselves speak very little English, and the words in English here are so distorted that they are impossible to recognize. Locals and tourists jokingly call it Japanglish. This unique blend of Japanese and English often results in amusing signs and phrases that give tourists a good laugh. Fact 4. One of the most popular topics of conversation in Japan is food. If the Japanese invite you to dinner, be sure to praise the food and the skill of the cook. Complimenting the freshness of the ingredients or the presentation will be especially appreciated. Fact 5. Another important rule when visiting a Japanese house is to take off your shoes at the entrance. The hospitable hosts will immediately offer you slippers. By the way, some Japanese houses provide separate slippers for visiting the bathroom and toilet. In fact, keeping outdoor shoes out of the house is seen as a way to maintain cleanliness and respect for the home environment. Fact 6. Sipping and noisily sucking the noodles that you are treated to and served in a restaurant is a sign of politeness in Japan. After all, this clearly shows how tasty it is for you. In fact, slurping is believed to enhance the flavor and aroma of the noodles, making it an even more enjoyable experience. Fact 7. In Japan, they eat dolphin meat. Here they make soup from it, fry it, and even eat it raw. Dolphin meat is especially popular in some coastal regions, where it has been consumed as part of local tradition for generations. Fact 8. Japan is famous for more than just seafood. The real star of the local cuisine is Kobe beef. It can only be purchased in Japan, Macau, and Hong Kong. They say that among all the home-cooked dishes, Japanese living abroad miss beef the most. Known for its rich marbling and melt-in-your-mouth texture, Kobe beef is considered one of the most luxurious meats in the world. Fact 9. In terms of speed of service, Japanese McDonald's are almost the slowest in the world. The very concept of fast food is not very close to local residents. By the way, Ronald McDonald is called Donald McDonald in Japan because there is no pure R sound in Japanese. Additionally, many Japanese McDonald's locations emphasize a more relaxed dining experience, encouraging customers to take their time and enjoy their meal rather than rushing. Fact 10. There are very few immigrants in Japan. About 98% of the country's residents are ethnic Japanese. This homogeneity has contributed to a strong sense of cultural identity and social cohesion within the country. Fact 11. On the streets of Japanese cities, you can find stands with umbrellas. If it starts to rain and you don't have your umbrella, you can borrow one for free and then return it to another such stand. This convenient system is a reflection of Japan's high level of public trust and respect for shared resources. Fact 12. From the age of 6, the Japanese allow their children to move around the city independently and use public transport. Even in Tokyo, This practice helps children develop a strong sense of responsibility and independence from a young age. Fact 13. The low crime rate in Japan is largely due to the strong sense of social responsibility among the Japanese themselves. Here, you will most likely get something lost on the street returned safe and sound. There is no bribery, bicycles standing freely on the streets are not stolen, and during earthquakes there are no cases of looting. It's a society where trust and respect are deeply ingrained, making Japan one of the safest countries in the world. Fact 14. 70% of Japan is covered in mountains. The country has more than 200 volcanoes and about 1,500 earthquakes occur every year. Additionally, Japan's unique geography makes it one of the most seismically active regions in the world, leading to a constant need for advanced earthquake-resistant infrastructure. Fact 15. The Japanese are very neat. They treat money so carefully that almost all banknotes here look like new. In fact, it's common for people to carry small wallets specifically designed to keep their bills perfectly flat and unwrinkled. By the way, many Japanese still prefer to pay in cash. Be prepared that in Japan, you will not be able to use a bank card everywhere. Some smaller shops, restaurants, and rural areas may only accept cash, so it's always a good idea to have yen on hand. Japanese houses have both a shower and a bath, and there is a whole ritual about this. Before taking a bath, the Japanese always take a shower, and all family members take turns bathing in the water collected in the bath. The water is not changed. This tradition emphasizes cleanliness and conservation, with the bath seen as a way to relax rather than to wash. Japanese public toilets are the cleanest and most high-tech in the world. Most have built-in bidets and heated seats. Some even include features like motion sensors, deodorizing functions, and ambient sounds to ensure privacy and comfort for users. Fact 19. The Japanese are famous workaholics. Here it is considered the norm to work 14 to 16 hours without a break. Many employees even feel pressured to stay longer than their official hours, leading to a culture of extreme dedication and overtime known as karoshi, which means death by overwork. Fact 20. Every year, thousands of people in Japan die from a diagnosis of death from overwork. Known as karoshi, this phenomenon has been recognized by the Japanese government, highlighting the extreme pressures of work culture in the country. Fact 21. In Japan, it is customary to come to work earlier than the officially established time and leave later. This demonstrates dedication and respect for the company, as Japanese work culture highly values loyalty and commitment. Fact 22. And yet, the Japanese can also take their mind off work, albeit without leaving their workplace. Here it is considered normal to take a nap during the working day right at the desk. Moreover, the bosses approve of this and consider it a sign that the employee is working really hard. This practice, known as inamuri, translates to sleeping while present, and it symbolizes dedication to the job. Fact 23. Like the UAE, Japan has subway cars only for women, but this has nothing to do with religion. In this way, the authorities protect local women from harassment during peak hours. These women-only cars are clearly marked and typically operate during the busiest times of the day to ensure a safer environment for female passengers. Fact 24. In Japan, there are no trash cans on the street. Local residents bring their garbage home and carefully sort it before throwing it away. This practice promotes cleanliness and recycling, encouraging people to take responsibility for their waste. Fact 25. The Japanese love to line up and do it automatically. Whether it's in the subway, shops, food courts, or really anywhere, This cultural habit reflects their deep respect for order and consideration for others. It makes queuing a smooth and organized process everywhere. Fact 26. Japan is a country of vending machines. At every step, there are vending machines that sell everything under the sun, from food and drinks to electronics and comics. There are more than 5 million machines throughout the country. They're so convenient that some even offer hot meals, fresh flowers, and even umbrellas for those unexpected rainy days. Fact 27. There are few overweight people in Japan, but the Japanese can hardly be called a particularly athletic nation. The reason for their slimness lies in genetics and diet. Additionally, portion sizes in Japan are typically smaller, and meals are often balanced with a variety of vegetables, fish, and rice, which helps maintain a healthier weight. Fact 28. The Japanese have their own beauty standards. For example, it is considered very attractive for a woman to have specific crooked teeth. Thousands of Japanese women visit dental clinics every year for crooked teeth in the yaeba style. This unique aesthetic is believed to give women a cute, youthful appearance, which aligns with Japan's appreciation for a natural look that embraces slight imperfections. Fact 29. For informational purposes, Japanese shops and restaurants display fake products and dishes in front of visitors. More than one tourist in Japan has already fallen for this bait, trying to buy something completely inedible. These realistic plastic replicas, known as sampuru, are handcrafted to look exactly like the real dishes, often making it hard to tell the difference at a glance. Fact 30. In Japan, it is not customary to leave a tip even for very good service in a restaurant or hotel. In fact, leaving a tip can sometimes be seen as rude or confusing, as excellent service is already considered standard and expected. Fact 31. The Japanese are characterized by conservatism and modesty. It is not customary here to openly demonstrate your feelings and emotions. Public displays of affection or strong emotions are generally discouraged, as maintaining harmony and respect is highly valued in Japanese culture. Fact 32. Communication in Japan is filled with conventions and traditions, behind which there is a social hierarchy. There are expressions, gestures, and even facial expressions, without which communication with elders or superiors is impossible. For example, with a boss or a promising business partner, a Japanese person may deliberately belittle themselves and praise the other person. Thus, it is customary here to earn respect and favor. Even a simple bow has multiple variations that convey different levels of respect and deference. Fact 33. Be prepared for a variety of Japanese rules of decency and good manners. For example, here it is considered shameful to directly refuse something to your interlocutor or simply say no, blow your nose in front of someone, or even sharply rip open the wrapping of a gift. Additionally, it's polite to bow as a greeting or sign of respect, with the depth of the bow indicating the level of respect. Fact 34. In Japan, people still get married by family agreement. Thus, almost a third of all marriages are concluded in the country. Interestingly, these arranged marriages, known as miai, are often supported by both families and matchmakers, helping individuals find compatible partners within their social circles. Fact 35. What is more important, victory or participation? The Japanese will definitely choose victory. Perfectionism and the desire to achieve ideal results in everything are part of their culture. Unfortunately, this attitude towards life puts too much pressure on people and causes all sorts of psychological problems among the Japanese. This relentless pursuit of perfection often leads to high levels of stress and burnout, particularly in workplaces and educational settings. Fact 36. Japan has a whole culture of suicide. Starting from the ancient samurai who committed seppuku right up to the present day, suicide in Japan is considered a worthy way out of various life situations. There are even special death spots such as the Aokigahara Forest, the Chuo Railway Line, and the Mihara Volcano. In recent years, there has been growing awareness and efforts to address mental health issues and reduce suicide rates across the country. Fact 37. By the way, according to Japanese law, if a person commits suicide by jumping in front of a train, his family must pay compensation for the delay in transport associated with this. This compensation can be significant, often adding financial burden to an already grieving family. Fact 38. Instead of natal charts and horoscopes, the Japanese predict fate by blood type. So don't be surprised if one of your Japanese friends asks you about it. In Japan, blood type is believed to reveal personality traits and compatibility in relationships, much like zodiac signs in Western culture. Fact 39. In Japan, masks became mainstream even before the coronavirus. The Japanese consider it good manners to wear a mask when sick so as not to infect others. This practice reflects Japan's strong cultural emphasis on community responsibility and consideration for others' well-being. Fact 40. 29% of Japanese residents are over 65 years old, but there are very few children here, even less than pets. In recent years, Japan has seen a steep decline in its birth rate, leading to a rapidly aging population with fewer young people to support the economy. Fact 41. There are virtual stars in Japan. For example, the popular singer Hatsune Miku is a character generated by a special program. The three-dimensional projection of Hatsune Miku attracts huge concert halls across the country. Fact 42. People in Japan simply love comics. They use more paper to make comics each year than toilet paper. In fact, manga sales are so popular that they account for nearly 40% of all publications sold in Japan. The influence of manga is so widespread that it has its own dedicated cafes and sections in almost every bookstore across the country. Fact 43. Sumo wrestlers are the pride of Japan, but they compete not only in the ring. Every year, the Sumo Crying Baby Festival competition takes place, where sumo fighters compete to see who can make a small child cry first. It's believed that a crying baby brings good health and wards off evil spirits, making this unusual contest a cherished tradition in Japanese culture. Fact 44. Don't turn on Japanese TV. And if you do decide, be prepared for a lot of crazy entertainment shows in which participants climb slippery stairs in their underwear, taste inedible objects, and do a lot of other strange things. Japanese game shows are known worldwide for their wild and unpredictable content, pushing boundaries in ways that keep audiences laughing and sometimes cringing. Fact 45. In Japan, everyone watches anime. Anime is created by more than 400 anime studios, and voice actors are trained by over 130 special schools. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry that's deeply woven into Japanese culture and enjoyed by audiences worldwide. Fact 46. Singing and fine arts lessons in Japan are a mandatory component of children's education. This emphasis on the arts is believed to foster creativity and cultural appreciation from an early age. Fact 47. To combat ice, sidewalks in the northern regions of Japan are heated. This unique approach helps keep pathways safe and accessible during harsh winter months, reducing the need for constant shoveling and de-icing. Fact 48. Themed cafes are very popular throughout Japan. For example, a cafe in the style of different anime series or games. There are also cafes where you can play with cats and otters. These unique experiences range from cozy animal cafes to immersive themed spaces that make visitors feel like they've stepped into a different world. Fact 49. In Japan, there is a practice of adopting adults. Thus, many older childless couples choose heirs for their property and family business. This custom allows families to continue their legacy and secure the future of their businesses by selecting trusted individuals, often loyal employees or distant relatives, as their legal heirs. Fact 50. It's a Japanese tradition to order dinner from KFC on Christmas Day. For the Japanese, this holiday does not have the same meaning as for Europeans, but they still like to celebrate it, albeit in their own way. In fact, Kentucky for Christmas has become so popular that many people place their orders weeks in advance to ensure they don't miss out on this unique holiday meal. And there you have it, 50 incredible, surprising, and downright shocking facts about Japan. From unique holiday traditions to fascinating cultural quirks, Japan truly is a country like no other. Whether it's the love for anime, the unusual dining etiquette, or the unbelievable dedication to cleanliness and respect, Japan continues to amaze people around the world. What fact surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more content about the most interesting places on Earth. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next